I'm Melissa Colorado.
Hi, I'm Melanie Sherry. Welcome to Brooklyn College News in Brief. We are students in the TV radio department, and we want to share our work with you.
Our top story, 2 months into the semester and still there is controversy about an assigned reading here at the college. English professor Mustafa Bayomi's "How does it feel to be a problem?" has a lot of people talking. I looked into the issue and here's what I found.
It's a typical break between classes for this Brooklyn College student, but the book she's reading is actually the source of a national controversy.
Like I saw a reading in the Post that our teacher brought in and actually discussed. It was like bashing like the book.
They are bashing "How does it feel to be a problem?" being young and Arab in America. The book is assigned reading for Brooklyn College freshmen, a decision alumnus Bruce Kessler has criticized by cutting the school out of his will. In a phone conversation, Kessler told me he thinks the book is anti-American and aims to, quote, indoctrinate students. But the author says that's not right.
I mean, I think that the book is actually an attempt to illustrate the many different sides of the Arab American experience after September 11th.
Author Mustafa Bayomi, a professor in the English department, wrote it to offer some insight.
I think it shows a kind of political maturity on the part of the English department to assign the book.
But what Bayomi takes for political maturity, others like Judaic Studies professor Jonathan Helfand see it as propaganda.
If you give students only one opinion, and you give out books and hold a program and don't allow for alternate views, then it comes close to indoctrination.
But for students like Christopher Augustin, they're not really sure what the fuss is about.
I think it's ridiculous. I mean, just because they assign us this book and they assign us this book to read, they're not trying to get us into some agenda.
Although the controversy lingers online, the school has said they've received no complaints from students so far and have labeled the controversy as, quote, a big storm in a teapot. Reporting for Brooklyn, this is Melissa Colorado.
Our fellow student, Jamie Baez, has a different take on the same story.
No, I'm not a victim. I'm not a martyr. I'm just a guy who wrote a book.
The book, How Does It Feel to Be a Problem?, is a problem for Brooklyn College and for its author, Professor Mustafa Bayomi. It's the story of young Arab Americans after 9/11. It's now required reading for freshmen, but critics think it's propaganda.
It seems to me that a lot of this is essentially a manufactured controversy.
The controversy started on a blog. Bruce Kessler, a Brooklyn College alum, said he is cutting the college out of his will. In a phone conversation, he said, "This is not education. This is indoctrination. They could be seen as radical pieces of writing." Professors in the Jewish Studies program agree.
It comes close to indoctrination if you only give one point of view. You can't build diversity without dialogue. And it has to be an open and an informed dialogue where students can ask and different opinions can be heard.
I don't recognize myself in the descriptions that are being bandied about, and I don't recognize the book in the descriptions that are being bandied about.
Many students aren't even aware of the controversy, but like the book.
It could spark a lot of good dialogue, in the classroom. It could spark conversations about many different things, which I think is the whole point of learning, right?
And I think the issue being raised for Arab American getting the spotlight is a lot better than just being isolated.
With the controversy still burning on the web, Professor Bayomi is still in the spotlight and is promoting his book around the country. Back here in Brooklyn, the alumni office told me there have been no protests on campus. As we found, students have no problems with the book, only good reviews. From Brooklyn College, this is Jamie Baez.
Jamie and Melissa's stories give us an opportunity to see how different people look at the same issue, and that's why we shared them with you.
Now, if you drive or know someone who does, you might look for alternatives to the Brooklyn Bridge at night.
Jasmine Freitas and Jonathan McLeod investigated for us.
The sign says road work ahead. That means a headache for thousands of commuters on the Brooklyn Bridge.
Traffic is horrendous ever since they started with the repairs.
It's likely to get more horrendous because the $500 million repair job will shut 2 lanes every night. At Borough Hall, one of the borough president's top aides says the work is necessary.
It's going to include paint removal, and it's going to include repairing and widening the entrance ramp from the FDR and the exit ramp on Catman Plaza.
The construction will take 3 years. According to the DOT, traffic will be detoured to the Manhattan Bridge every single night. They are opening more lanes on the Manhattan Bridge to accommodate the traffic, but not everyone is complaining.
At first I thought it would, but pretty much it's been pretty good. I think it's because of the times that they're doing a lot of the repairs that's made it pretty easy for me. but I haven't had any real challenge with commuting to Brooklyn Bridge.
City officials suggest commuters use public transportation. Or if you have to drive, remember to take the Williamsburg and Manhattan bridges at night and on the weekends. Jasmine Freitas, Brooklyn Cable News.
For more information about construction hours, you can check out the DOT website at nyc.gov.
If you're like me, you know students who are saddled with credit card debt. But now there's an effort to protect students from getting into trouble. I looked into it, and this is what I found.
The finance charges went up and up and up, and then by the time I knew it, I was $700 in debt.
Sounds familiar? Many college students are drowning in credit card debt. They blame banks for luring them in. Students on average have more than $3,000 in credit card debt, according to a 2009 report from Sallie Mae, which provides student loans.
I didn't have the money to pay for it, and my card went into collections, and I just spent a long time, even till like last year. I still haven't fully paid it off.
Some students got credit cards from banks that set up tables like this one on campuses. But a new law in New York State prevents banks from soliciting on campus. Banks can visit, but they can no longer offer credit cards. Ryan Buck, Director of Student Affairs at Brooklyn College, likes the limit.
Banks can market savings account information and checking account information, but pursuant to Educational Law 129A, it actually prohibits banks from doing any kind of credit card marketing on campus.
While students aren't bombarded with offers on campus, credit cards are still appealing.
When you see people that are offering you free things, make it look really attractive, I think students sometimes do open up a credit card without realizing the consequences. Then it's easy. You have the credit card and then we go charge up things, and then when it comes down to it, you may not have the money. So I think when it's so easy, students sign up and they don't always know, they're not ready for responsibility.
College students say being responsible is not always easy. 84% of undergrads say they need to be educated on financial management topics. That's according to Sallie Mae.
Just get educated and know what interest rates are, what your limit is on a credit card. Make sure you keep track and records of everything anytime you pay for anything.
Credit cards can be useful if you know how to use them. Experts say financial literacy is key to remaining debt-free. Melanie Sherry, Brooklyn College News.
Now that's just a taste of our reporting. You'll be seeing more of us in the future, and we look forward to seeing you. I'm Melissa Colorado.
I'm Melanie Sherry. See you soon.